Have you ever caught yourself saying something you did not fully believe? Not because you wanted to deceive, because telling the truth felt dangerous. At first, it was a small little error of words, a conversation at work, a family gathering, a medical appointment, a simple question, a simple answer. Yet somehow the honest answer never quite left your mouth. You adjusted it, you softened it, you edited it, not because you changed your mind, because you were calculated in what the consequences might be. And the calculation became automatic. Who's listening? Who agrees? Who remembers? Who reports? Who decides? The pandemic years trained millions of people to think this way. Not all at once, slowly. One conversation, one warning, one awkward silence, one social punishment, one workplace discussion, one public shaming, one lost friendship, one lost opportunity. And after enough repetitions, honesty begins negotiating with survival. And that's where the deeper damage starts. Not when people tell deliberate lies, but when people stop telling the truth. You begin noticing it everywhere. The colleague who agrees publicly and disagrees privately. The family member who changes personalities depending on the audience. The friend who says one thing online and another thing face to face. The professional who privately questions but publicly repeats. The citizen who quietly complies while carrying resentment underneath. And eventually, an entire society begins performing itself. Everyone appears connected, everyone appears convinced, everyone appears supportive. Yet underneath, doubt grows, frustration grows, confusion grows, distrust grows. And the gap between appearance and reality widens. The gap creates moral exhaustion. Because maintaining two versions of yourself requires energy. The public version, the private version, the approved version, the honest version. The body feels the strain. Sleep becomes lighter. Anxiety becomes normal. Hypervigilance becomes routine. And the nervous system remains alert because authenticity no longer feels safe. Some people adapted so completely they barely noticed it happening. Others felt themselves changing and hated it. But both carried the burden. A conscience forced to negotiate with acceptance, a mind forced to negotiate with belonging, a person forced to negotiate with survival. Years later, the habit remains. The hesitation before speaking, the instinct to self-edit, the reflex to measure the room before revealing what you really think. And that's why recovery is not only about restoring trust in institutions, in establishments, it's about restoring trust in yourself. And the ability to speak honestly without rehearsing consequences first. The ability to think freely without fearing sitting beside every thought. The ability to become one person again. Because the deepest injury was never merely social. It was the fragmentation of your identity itself.